What's up, guys? Let's look at the price of Bitcoin. Well, unfortunately, well, fortunately, nothing really happens. I would say that basically from the beginning of April, almost 3 weeks, we are pretty much in the same range. And of course, we had this fake rise higher than this range. We had the squeeze below this range, but technically, again, this is a kind of accumulation, or it might be the distribution. And yeah, I'm afraid that it's impossible to say which way this will go before it will actually really show the move. So of course, I know that you don't like the way of treating the price action like it will go either one way or another. But unfortunately, again, this time this is like the hardest thing in trading, to wait. We need to wait to see what happens next. But again, if you would ask me, then well, here it was very short time, and I don't believe that this is like a real accumulation at the bottom. So probably the wide range of move is still in charge, and we might see the lower price. And we didn't have the higher high at $75,500. Of course, we went above this level, this actually a line of support, resistance, and now it became support. You see the test of this line right here, but it actually did make a higher high. We didn't hold above this higher high, so that's not really good. And also we have this lower lows here on the lower time frames. This is a little higher, but just so far. Maybe it will go lower again and we'll see something like $6,000 something. I expected this move actually will be stronger and we might go much lower, but instead of that, it was the squeeze to the upside, higher than this resistance, but still we just basically return to the same zone. The thing what I would pay attention to is, again, traditional markets. I don't think that Bitcoin could hold against the overall assets move one way or another. And if we are talking about let's say stocks here, S&P 500, then on a daily time frame we finally got 9 green on the TD sequential, and after that price moved lower. So it's very likely, again, not 100%, but very likely that we might see either a correction of the whole move here, or maybe even a lower low, the same way as we had the red 9 over here. After that we had finally the bottom, and price moved to the upside. So in the same way, but the opposite, actually, we can see the decline of the price after this green 9, and yeah, we could go much lower. And I don't think that Bitcoin will be able to hold while all the other markets are going down. For example, the same thing happens right now already with oil. It dropped quite a lot yesterday, and actually if we look at the oil futures for May, you would see that it went to the negative area, -40 here, basically because it's the futures with the physical delivery of the assets. So in order not to store oil without being able to sell it, those people who are holding long for those positions had to close it with a very huge loss, because otherwise they would have even bigger loss because of the requirement, the necessity of storing that oil somewhere. It actually already returned to the positive territory, but again, it's a huge drop with a lot of people losing their money. So well, it's not only Bitcoin which is volatile, you see. It happens all over the place, and basically there is no safe haven at the moment. Another thing which makes me a little bit worried, that still a lot of people are kind of bullish because of one or another reason, like halving event or stock to flow ratio, whatever. For example, this is one forecast prediction from Credible Crypto. He's pretty reasonable guy. I respect his analysis a lot, but what he's saying is this is like one of the potential scenarios of Bitcoin price evolution. Let's see, we have the Elliott wave count 1 to 5. And basically this is the lowest point here at around $4,000, and then we can go to the new all-time high like within a few years, maybe 2-3 years from now. I don't say it's impossible for sure, but again, in my personal opinion, there are too many positive opinions right now on the market, and like the narrative is that okay, we have like whatever double bottom and now we can go to 10,000 and 20,000 and something like that is a little bit alarming. the more people are expecting some certain thing to happen, the more likely the market actually would go to the opposite direction. And again, maybe it's just my personal bias. Maybe you would say that no, a lot of people are calling for a lower low and everything like that. But putting the personal perspective aside, I would say that if you want to really to have a more or less reasonable and safe approach to trading this current situation, then the only thing you can do is to wait. So that's what I would do in general, like apart of being like day trading or something. But in general, for the bigger positions, for the accumulation for the long term, I would probably stay neutral until the certain conditions, till the certain things happen, because I think it's reasonable to be cautious right now. Of course, it's just my personal opinion, guys, not a financial advice, not the investment advice, so please make your own decisions. And what I will do is I will keep you updated on something interesting happens, and if it happens, I believe that the next few weeks will be interesting. So safe trading, guys, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.